Welcome to the Fox 54 Week in Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. We begin our look at North Alabama at its best with a focus on the city of Madison, a community on the grow. We'll look at the city's plan for upgrading park facilities and how the city's school system is becoming a model in STEAM education. But first, the way Madison governs its people came under public vote this week with a measure on a special ballot that would have changed its current mayoral leadership. Possible changes to the way it's governed, but this decision is ultimately up to the people of Madison. It's where we start. Good evening. I'm Kenesha Dees. Today, citizens were able to vote whether they want to keep things the way they are with the current mayor-council form of government, or whether they would like to switch over to a council-manager type of government. We have our Nixon Norman live outside of Madison City Hall. Nixon, go ahead and break down the differences between these two types of government.
Current form of government being utilized right here in the city of Madison is the mayor-council type of government, which means there are 7 council members, 1 per district, and the mayor is non-voting. Now, this means that the mayor will never vote on matters presented to the council. But this type of government does allow for the mayor to be held responsible for day-to-day operations and responsibilities. Now, there has been a push to switch over to another type of government called the council manager type of government. This type of government has 7 voting districts, reducing, instead of 7 voting districts, it'll actually reduce things down to 6 voting. And the mayor will be able to vote. Now, here's where the big switch comes. Instead of the mayor being responsible for day-to-day operations, a city manager would be hired and now would be held responsible for those operations, where the mayor would serve as a face and a mouthpiece for the community instead. Now, due to recent growth in the community, this is the reason why this vote is taking place. Because of the growth, people are pushing for a change in government because maybe the government won't be able to keep up with the growth taking place here. But I do want you guys to see the vast amount of signs out here. Some of them are for the change, vote yes, and some are against the change.
When the final count was tallied, the citizens of Madison ultimately voted no on the measure, leaving the city of Madison with its current setup of a city council and mayoral leadership. Madison's Mayor Finley responding in a statement saying, quote, "The city of Madison was happy to see engaged citizens for this election. Our community voiced its opinion to continue operating under a mayor-council form of government. We have a proven track record of success with this form of government, and we have managed growth and numerous projects for long-term progress. Your elected officials will continue to work hard for quality of life in Madison," end quote.
Growth and changes coming here to the city of Madison as the City of Madison Parks and Recreation Department recently acquired 3 new properties. And the City of Madison mayor says that's to overall improve the quality of life for residents here. But they need your help to do that.
About 2.5 years ago, we purchased the old 3 Springs facility and knew we were going to turn it into our community center. We did a survey at that time from our community, obtained a lot of good information, and put that together as we are now building out that facility. And it should be done probably 6 to 8 months from now.
As you can see, construction is underway here at the new community center in Madison. Mayor Paul Finley says the growth doesn't stop here.
We've purchased another 75 acres of space for our community that we can use. And so we're again asking them, now that it doesn't have to all go in one spot, where else can we expand and what else are you looking for in the city of Madison?
The 2 other recently acquired properties include the Hexagon Athletic Complex and 40 acres of Sunshine Oaks, a horse farm that sits next to a greenway. These expansions come after Mayor Finley says they're looking to continue improving quality of life here in the city. An
example that we've heard from the community is we'd love a splash pad. We all want a splash pad. We want disc golf. We'd like to see more fields. So all of these things that we hear, we want to continue to put them in the best spot. The old Hexagon, the Intergraph facility, we had the opportunity to purchase some fields and old tennis courts and turn them into now pickleball courts in our adult programs.
Mayor Finley will be presenting phase 1 of their plans for the Hexagon Complex and Sunshine Oaks, as well as the proposed budget for these locations at their City Council Public Works session this upcoming Wednesday night. Right now, they're also collecting community input through a survey. Mayor Finley encourages anyone wanting to get more involved or needing questions answered to call their city council person or call to set up an appointment at Mayor Finley's office.
Come to the mayor's office, come let us know what you're thinking.
In Madison, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News.
And we know that STEAM education is important here in Alabama, and now Madison City Schools is making sure children are getting that education as early as possible. Our Ken McCoy has the details.
The school year is nearing an end, but elementary school students of the Madison City School District will have a lot to look forward to, as the district will be adding STEAM teachers to all the elementary schools starting next year.
For the past 25 years, we have alternated by semester. So we're very excited to add 6 more teachers so that we can have art and music year-round in the elementary school.
Thanks to support from the school board and assistance from the Department of Defense STEM grant, STEAM educators will now be a daily reality.
And then through a Department of Defense grant, we're able to add 7 STEM teachers. We've been having 4th grade, 2 teachers rotate through all the schools for just 4th graders, but now we can do K-5 for all students once a week with STEM activities.
And Dr. Nichols says this was all a part of the plan.
It was in our strategic plan that we wanted to provide our elementary students more opportunities outside of the regular classroom. And we wanted to also develop feeder patterns into our electives at both the middle school and the high school. We have about 50 plus electives at the middle school and over 100 at the high school. And so by starting these students and making sure they get year-round fine arts and STEM, then we feel like that the pipeline going into the middle school when they leave elementary school will even be stronger.
And the added roles will bring jobs to the areas in more ways than one.
We're going to add positions for this, about 13, which is beneficial for the workforce, but really the workforce that we'll see will be down the road, those students that graduate. These STEM classes will offer these students pre-engineering, pre-medical, coding, all of the things that we know are needed in the next 10 to 15 years for jobs in our community.
For more, head over to fox54.com. In Madison, Ken McCoy, Fox 54 News.
And speaking of places to work, the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber held an award celebration to honor the best of the best member businesses in the Tennessee Valley today. Our Jasmine Bird takes us inside for all the excitement.
There are some pretty amazing places to work right here in Huntsville, Madison County, and today we're celebrating those companies. Let's take a look.
We had over 9,000 employee surveys filled out to determine the winners today.
Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce Vice President of Small Business Ashley Ingalls-Ross says these awards are solely based on employee feedback.
Companies are nominated, and then we hire a third-party company that sends surveys out to all of their employees.
Are we ready? Woo! Are we ready?
Woo! So let the award show begin.
Good luck to everyone.
Patriots International is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business bronze winner of the day, taking the micro category award.
Much more proud of winning something that is based on employee feedback than anything that is revenue-based.
And that was only the first award of the day. There were so many more awards where that came from, with over 700 people at this event and over 109 companies in attendance. Ingalls-Ross says this event is all about encouraging companies to truly listen to their employees.
We're encouraging folks to really look at their employees, listen to their feedback, and make those changes, work with their HR teams to find out what their employees need.
In Huntsville, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.
Ambulance services across the country are struggling to find emergency medical technicians in order to fight a worker shortage. Some of these services are paying workers to learn while on the job. HEMSI has an EMT training program. Our Nixon Norman spoke with people over at HEMSI. Nixon, what have you learned?
Well, Kanisha, this program definitely has a lot to offer. The National Association of Emergency Medical Technicians says training programs are popping up across the country to help knock down the barriers of becoming a first responder. Training doesn't come cheap for these departments, but if it puts people in jobs, many say it's worth it.
We have shortages from the top to the bottom. We need paramedics, EMTs, and advanced EMTs. We'll take anyone that's interested.
Alongside staffing shortages, Huntsville's ever-growing population has naturally led to more emergency calls.
Our call volume is naturally going to rise as the population rises in the community. So yes, we will feel the effects of our growing population in the city.
Again, when it comes to staffing shortages, COVID was one of the main reasons most industries took a hit. The same goes for the EMS industry.
COVID was pretty harsh on us for those 2 years, and so what we did is we came up with an idea of creating what we call the EMS Academy.
Through the EMS Academy, you have the ability to become an EMT or an advanced EMT.
You complete the program for an EMT in 10 weeks versus a semester at the community college.
Swanson has been doing this for over 50 years. When I asked him if this was a calling, here's how he answered.
It is an ever-changing job. You may run a call to where you just hold the hand of someone that you take to the hospital and comfort them, or you may run a call to where you perform life-saving skills like CPR to restore their heartbeat. You just never know what you're going to get into as an EMT or a paramedic.
A calling that you may have as well.
The people that apply have answered that call. We have almost a 95% retention of graduates from the academy.
And it was signing day at James Clemens High School, but not in the traditional sense. James Clemens High School held some college signings today for students in its Health Sciences Academy, JetSpress Multimedia Program, and Band and Art students. The signings means less stress going into college, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Now, yes, they do have requirements to maintain certain GPAs, of course, from an academic standpoint to hold those spots, but knowing these students and their work ethic, they will absolutely have no problems in achieving those goals.
Pretty cool. Well, some of the college students we'll call home is University of Alabama, Birmingham, Troy, and Mississippi.
Now, the Valley's top teacher, sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
If you're not aware, it is National Teacher Appreciation Week, and this teacher we're about to meet is all about passion and progress in her classroom. In fact, her class motto is, "I will do my best to reach success." Meet this week's Valley's top teacher from West Decatur Elementary School, Ursula Caston. Welcome.
Hey, I think the next contestant to spin that wheel is gonna be Juana. Come on down, Juana, and spin that wheel.
To Mrs. Ursula Caston's kindergarten class.
Spin. All right, let's see where that wheel is gonna stop. I just love to see how excited children get when their little light bulbs turn on and they're actually, because everything is new to them.
It's why her principal, Jennifer Edwards, nominated her.
I like to hire teachers to be in it to win it.
And hired her too.
If we move the S to the front, what is it going to say?
Sits.
Sits, all right. So how do I spell that?
Edwards says Caston works from bell to bell.
Her data shows that, some students come to us, they don't speak English, they don't speak Spanish at all, they don't speak at all. And so those first couple of months of school, we have to get them to speak and talk. So to take them from there to knowing their letters and sounds and to teach them how to decode and segment and to read words, I see it in her data.
Caston learned over her 20+ years of teaching, developing a nurturing relationship with her students matters.
Foundation is just giving them the level of trust, and once they have that level of trust with me, I think they opened up greatly, and it allows them to not be afraid to communicate.
Caston believes also keeping a positive attitude despite how their day goes is important too.
They have good days, they have bad days just like we do, and we just have to remember that they are little people, and if we respect them, they're going to respect us, and we can all do this together. And that's how I run my class.
Such a positive spirit. Congratulations, Mrs. Caston. Well deserved. For more on her story, visit FOX54.com, and while you're at it, nominate a teacher too. Well, check this out. Madison police responded to a sighting of a 6-foot alligator you see there off of Zurich Road near the Mountain Brook subdivision early this morning. Wildlife officials and an alligator wrangler secured the gator and removed it from the area, transporting it to a much less populated space. Now, authorities say keep in mind it is breeding season, so do not approach gators, harass or feed them. If you live near water, contact your local police department and ask for animal control. Of course, the biggest international story this past week was the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla. The regal ceremony was watched by millions of people globally. You can see more of the coronation and these other stories too when you go to FOX54.com.
On top of Montesano, come first Sunday of May and first Sunday of October, the annual Japanese Spring Festival and Autumn Celebration are taking place. Well, today was the first Sunday of May, so hundreds of folks gathered in the North Alabama Japanese Garden to experience various cultural experiences. Let's watch. At today's Spring Festival, things like tea ceremonies, karate, and traditional Japanese dances were on full display. Many of these groups have been preparing for this weekend for quite some time.
We've been practicing maybe at least for a month.
Although several folks attending today's festival are not originally from Huntsville, they now call Huntsville home, building a strong sense of community here. Some of them say large manufacturers like Mazda Toyota have helped make that happen.
We have strong bonds, and now we have Mazda, Toyota, the manufacturer are here, so it's growing. So we just decided to just keep our community strong and strong bonds.
When the companies move in, if that company gets a little bit involved, like with a festival, well then they ask the company people, and especially the Japanese that would appreciate it, to come and enjoy it, come be a part of it. And so yeah, it's grown quite a bit.
Although Huntsville and Japan are a world apart, again, there is a sense of home here.
They're so comfortable living here, and people are nice here, friendly. So, we really like to communicate with other Americans.
Especially with people like Robert Black, who's been working on the garden since 1988. He's been able to create a slice of Japan right here in the Rocket City.
One of the ladies here once said to me that everything about this garden was just like Japan, except for that in Japan their forest is colorful. And so immediately I got Japanese maples, and I planted them in the woods a little bit back, and it may take years, but someday I'll have that forest look of Japan.
Marshall Space Flight Center celebrated Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month with former astronaut Dr. Mamoru Mark Mori, the first Japanese man in space. Mori flew on the historic 1992 Endeavour space shuttle flight that also included the first black woman astronaut, our very own from Decatur, Dr. Mae Jemison. The astronaut talked about what he learned during his time in space.
Not only, one country, but also as many different cultures as possible, we should integrate, because suppose we build any town or place on the moon or on Mars, we need as much wisdom as possible.
Pretty cool. Well, as part of Dr. Mori's visit to the Rocket City, he went to a Trash Pandas game, and wouldn't you know it, he won the astronaut race. Well, if you're new to the Rocket City and looking to plug in with community partners, organizations, and more, Link Up might be the event for you. The goal of Link Up is to showcase a variety of organizations to those who are new to the community and looking for ways to plug in from social events to community services and volunteerism. Link Up is a great way to explore the Rocket City's charm and help new talent put down roots and proudly call North Alabama home.
Sometimes when you move to a new city, or whether you're new here or you just haven't gotten involved yet, we want to help you find organizations that could use your help or things you might enjoy being a part of.
Absolutely. Well, this event is next Thursday, May 11th from 4 to 6:30 p.m. It'll be downtown at the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber. And the Huntsville City Schools held a special event this morning as they unveiled the new track at Milton Frank Stadium. Our Ken McCoy was there this morning and has the details.
Milton Frank Stadium looks a lot different these days, and this morning, a special group of athletes were able to test it out.
These student athletes will be the very first athletes to participate on this wonderful new track in this facility. So the Special Olympics is going to be the #1 thing today.
The Huntsville City Schools Special Education Department hosted a track and field fun day for students while unveiling the new track.
This is truly a monumental event today. Today we actually unveil our renovations here at Milton Frank Stadium with a ribbon cutting, followed by a special event, our track and field, for many of our exceptional students to participate in.
Today, students got to test out the track before the Special Olympics coming in October.
This is sort of a preliminary to our Special Olympics event that will be held here in October. These athletes have worked very hard to work on their jumps and their runs and throws, and they are so excited to be here today.
The upgrades will provide a space for more access for those with disabilities.
Of course, built to ADA compliance with the work that Mr. Mac Howard has done, as well as our board, in ensuring that everything here is accessible not only to our students but individuals within the city with disabilities. It is perfect and ready to go, and we are excited about a long future of events here.
And it also opens opportunity to host bigger events.
This would be a perfect location for a state event. Of course, our students, when they compete in the Special Olympics in October, have the opportunity then to go on to a state level and even to World Games. So we would love to host something here in the city of Huntsville and bring athletes to showcase this beautiful facility.
In Huntsville, Ken McCoy, Fox 54 News.
Well, over here in the Tennessee Valley, Athens City Schools rallied together to support children and adults with special abilities. The school district held its annual Athens Limestone County Track and Field Special Olympics today. Our Jasmine Bird introduces us to some of the young athletes.
It may be raining, but it is a great day of sunshine right here in Athens at the Athens Special Olympics. Let's take a look.
We have about 100 athletes that are competing.
Across Limestone County, Athens City Schools, and the Bertie Thornton Center in Athens, Athens City Schools Exceptional Services Coordinator Jessica Lynn says this day is very important for several reasons.
This is so important for them to just have a day to shine, to have all of the community come out and cheer them on, and get to compete in an event like this.
Creekside Elementary 5th grader Ava Mears says this was her favorite part of the day.
I like throwing the ball.
Athens Intermediate School 4th grader Kellen Whitby says this is what he's looking forward to next in the competition.
Right.
And this was my next question for Whitby.
Are you gonna run fast? Yes.
Lynn says this has been a wonderful event overall, and
we're just so happy to bring this event back to Athens, and we look forward to continuing to do this in the future.
In Athens, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.
Here at Kitty Palooza at Low Mill, local rescues are educating the public on why it's so important to spay and neuter our pets.
Caddyshack, a nonprofit animal rescue located in Low Mill, puts on the Rocket City's Kitty Palooza every year, sharing adoptable cats while spreading a crucial message.
We just want the community to know that you have to spay and neuter. Spay and neuter your barn cat, spay and neuter your shop cat, spay and neuter the colonies and the strays.
Tina Cooley, the owner of Caddyshack, says there are several resources in the community to get your animals spayed and neutered, including her rescue.
If you can't afford it through the North Alabama Spay Neuter Clinic, it's like $65 and $10 for a rabies shot, which they have to do with it. Reach out to a rescue. I pay for people to get their cats fixed all the time. It's what I raise money for.
Around the spring season brings more kittens, and with already overcrowded shelters, more loving homes are needed.
They don't deserve to be put in a kennel at a shelter until they're put down. They deserve to have a life.
At the Catty Shack, they take in cats from local shelters and within the community, giving them lots of space to socialize with other cats, as well as people who can reserve time to hang out with them.
Reservations are required, and it's $10 per person for an hour, and you can have up to 12 people. That raises money for vet bills.
Giving people the opportunity to see if they're interested in opening their home to new furry friends.
Cats are awesome. They're just like people. They all have personalities and little quirks, and they're great companions.
In almost 3 years of being open, Catty Shack has adopted out 450 cats. And as a smaller rescue, they're able to keep in touch with the families.
When we see them go home with their families and we get updates on the ones that have been adopted, it's very heartwarming, and it makes it all worth it for us.
Ultimately, if you're looking to volunteer with a rescue, foster animals, or safely take stray cats to get fixed,
Don't feel like it's too big of a problem and you won't make a difference, because you will.
And that ends our weekend review for the week of May 5th through 11th. Remember, we're here every weekend on Fox 54 Plus, available on your Roku and Fire TV devices. For developing news, weather, and sports anytime, get the Fox 54 mobile app and visit us on fox54.com. For now, I'm Kenesha Dees. Thanks for watching.